best. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So social stratification and crafts based caste groups. Craft crafts crafts based caste groups. The second one. The third one, trade and commerce. The trade and commerce. The trade and commerce. The fourth one, next, mode of exchange. Then mode of exchange. Then urbanization. Then urbanization. And last one, merchant guilds. MERCHANT, merchant guilds. GUILDS, merchant guilds. So, so in the early medieval Indian history, so agricultural expansion, social stratification, trade and commerce, mode of exchange, urbanization, and merchant guilds influenced the Indian economy, or in other words, I can say the the early medieval economy in particular, early medieval economy of India in particular. So let me repeat. So today we'll discuss first agricultural expansion of early medieval India. Secondly, social stratification and crafts based caste group in early medieval India. The third, trade and commerce in early medieval India. Then mode of exchange in early medieval India. Then urbanization in early medieval India, and finally merchant guilds in early medieval India. I have already discussed how feudalism influenced Indian economy. So, so in my last lecture, we were discussing how feudalism influenced Indian economy. So today, we'll discuss firstly how agricultural expansion influenced Indian economy. So in addition to feudalism, agricultural expansion is also influenced Indian economy. One of the major, please write down 2 to 3 sentences, it will be better for you. One of the major features of agrarian economy, one of the major features of agrarian economy during early medieval period is agricultural expansion. Agricultural expansion. The phenomenon of agricultural expansion, the phenomenon of agricultural expansion began with the establishment of Brahmadeo and Agrahara. Brahmadeo and Agrahara settlements through land grants to the Brahmins. Through land grants to the Brahmins from 5th century CE. From 5th century CE. Can you tell me what is Brahmadeo? Yes. Can you tell me what is Brahmadeo?
ब्राह्मण को दिया जाता है भूमि दान को ब्रह्मदेव
ब्रह्मदेव
तो
बुधेश्वर
जे जमी को ब्राह्मण मान को दान दिया जाता से ब्रह्मदेव बोली कहा
In which purpose? In which purpose? Priyanka? In which purpose?
For personal purpose.
Yes, personal use. Very good. So Buddheswar, so Brahmadeo and Agrahara are the two grants given to the Brahmins. So Brahmadeo for personal use and Agrahara for Priyanka. Agrahara for
For educational and religious purpose.
Yes, development. Yes, yes, in the fields. Yes, very good. Yes, very good. So please remember these are the two land grants given to the Brahmins. One was Brahmadev, the second was Agrahara, or also Devadana, or and also some secular grants. Yes. So 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 the centuries flanked by the 18th and 20th. Sorry, the century flanked by the 18th and 12th. 18th and 12th witnessed the process of expansion, witnessed the process of this expansion and culmination of agrarian organization, and the culmination of agrarian organization based on land grants to religious and secular beneficiaries. Religious and secular beneficiaries. What is religious? Brahmins, land grants given to the Brahmins and temples. Is not it? So land grants given to the Brahmins and the temples is religious. And secular beneficiaries, for example, or that is Brahmins, temples, and officers of government of Indian kingdoms. Officers of government of Indian kingdoms. In the early medieval period, agricultural expansion means a greater and more regular use of advanced agricultural technique that is plough cultivation and irrigation technology. Plough cultivation and irrigation technology. Institutional management of agricultural processes, control of means of production, and new relations of production, also played an important role in this expansion. With the expansion of new type of commercial activities, in agricultural and non-agricultural commodities, increase. So let's sum up what I'm saying in this paragraph. So if we discuss about the agricultural expansion in early medieval India, in addition to Indian feudalism, land grant influenced the medieval Indian economy. And so far the land grant is concerned, so Brahmadeva and Agrahara in particular influenced the Indian economy. So the agricultural expansion started with the feudal character of Indian society and also with the land grants. And also new technique of agriculture, there was the agricultural expansion in India in the early medieval period. Then secondly we'll discuss social stratification and crafts based caste group. The second objective, social stratification and caste and crafts based caste group. If we'll discuss about the social stratification, I have already told you in my maybe in my first lecture that caste system emerged into the Indian society in which period? Caste system emerged to the Indian society in which period? What are the time of the coming of the caste system in India? In the Indian society. In the Indian society. In which
Later
period?
Vedic period. Later Vedic
Yes,
period.
yes, very good. Yes, very good. Yes, very good. Later Vedic period. Or in other words, I can say with the composition of Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda came the later Vedic age, and the Indian society, Indian polity, also in some aspect, Indian economy has been more and more complex during the time of the later Vedic age. So that we'll discuss in later stage. Firstly, please write down. So for the social stratification and caste-based caste group is concerned, 2 sentences only. The early medieval period, this is so far the social stratification is concerned. The early medieval period was a period of proliferation, and fragmentation. The existing Varna were split up. The existing Varnas were split up into many castes. And numerous new tribes and castes were annexed to annexed to and incorporated within them. Annexed to and incorporated within them. Incorporated and annexed to and incorporated within them. Another significant process of social stratification was the process where crafts were transformed into caste groups. So now we'll discuss the history. So during the time of Rig Vedic period, the society was divided into 4 groups. I have already told you. Please don't write. Please listen. The society was divided into 4 groups. At the top of the society, the people who were indulged in worshipping gods and goddesses. Yes, the, the group of people who were indulged in worshipping Asarani. The group of people who were indulged in worshipping gods and goddesses, they were included in the first group, and they were also assigned for the chanting of the mantras and worshipping gods and goddesses. They were in the first group of the society during the Rig Vedic period. I am talking of the Rig Vedic period. Then the second group, they were expertise in warfare and rescue the society from external aggression. They were in the second group. The third group, they were expertise, they were indulged in agriculture, animal husbandry, trade and commerce. The third group. The fourth group, they rendered social service to the first, second and third group. That was the social stratification during the time of a Rig Vedic period of Indian society. So here, if a particular individual wanted to change his group, is allowed to change his groups. This is very important. Please remember, if a particular individual wanted to change his group from one to other, from first to second, from second to third, or third to fourth, or fourth to first, so they were allowed to change his group. They allowed to change their group during the time of the Rig Vedic period of Indian society. But I have already told you sometime before that with the composition of Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvaveda, the Indian society became more and more complex. Can you tell me in a single sentence what is the religious, political and the economic life of the Rig Vedic age? The social, political and economic life of the Rig Vedic was very simple. But with the composition of Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvaveda, or in other words I can say, with the composition of these three Vedas, the society became more and more complex. The society became more and more complex. I am talking of this. I am talking of the social stratification. The society became more and more complex. So, the group of people who indulge themselves in chanting of the mantras or worshipping gods and goddesses during the time of later Vedic period, or with the time of the composition of Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvaveda, they proclaimed themselves as Brahmin. Clear? So, the group of people who were indulged in chanting of the mantras or worshipping gods and goddesses during the time of the Rig Vedic period were proclaimed themselves as Brahmin during the time of later Vedic age. So Brahmin as a caste emerged during the time of the later Vedic age. Similarly, the group of people who were expertise in warfare and rescue the Indian society, the then Indian society, from the external aggression during the time of the Rig Vedic age, were proclaimed themselves as Kshatriya during the time of the later Vedic age. So Kshatriya as a caste came during the time of the later Vedic period. That is so far the social stratification in the Rigvedic period and later Vedic period is concerned. Yes, and here you will find a type of reservation. So the Brahmins, they were in charge of chanting of the mantras, worshipping gods and goddesses. But here, the kingship has been reserved. Please remember. Please write down. Kingship has been reserved for the Kshatriyas. Why? Because they were expertise in warfare and rescue the Indian society from the external aggression. Right? So the kingship has been reserved for the Kshatriyas during the time of later Vedic age. And the king were assumed the title of Raja during the time of Rig Vedic age, but with the coming of later Vedas, that is Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharveda, they proclaimed themselves as Samrat, Rajan during the time of Rig Vedic age and Samrat during the time of the later Vedic age. And when they proclaimed themselves as Samrat, Danda or punishment came. Danda, D-A-N-D-A, Danda. In English, punishment came during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society, because when the kings became Samrat, proclaimed themselves as Samrat, they wanted to punish their people. So Danda or punishment came during the later Vedic period of Indian society. I will not discuss in that part. So then the group of people who were indulged in agriculture, animal husbandry, and trade and commerce during the time of Rig Vedic age, they proclaimed themselves as Kshatriyas during the time of later Vedic age. So, Kshatriya is caste emerged during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society. If we discuss about the social stratification, Kshatriya. And finally, the group of people who rendered social service to the first group, second group, and third group during the time of the Rig Vedic period. So, they proclaimed themselves as Sudras, and they were indulged in rendering their service to the Brahmins, to the Kshatriyas, and to the Brahmins, to the Kshatriyas, and to the Vaishyas. So, at the top of the society, there were the Brahmins, came the social stratification in this way, so far the caste system is concerned. Then, the next is Kshatriyas, though they were in the second, so far the hierarchy is concerned, the hierarchical order is concerned, so the kingship has been reserved for them, that they were, because they were expertise in warfare. And the third, so they were in charge of agriculture, animal husbandry, trade and commerce, they were the Kshatriyas. And finally, the group of people who rendered social service to the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, they proclaimed themselves as Sudras. So Sudra as a caste came, emerged during the later Vedic period of Indian society. And here, the supreme tragedy is that, so far the social stratification and the caste system is concerned, the supreme tragedy is that caste became hereditary during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society. The son of a Brahmin became a Brahmin. The son of a Kshatriya became a Kshatriya. Son or also in daughter. So, the son of a Vaishya became a Vaishya. The son of a Sudra became a Sudra during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society. So, in a single sentence, I can say, with the coming of the caste system in the field of social stratification, so the society became more and more complex. The society became more and more complex during the later Vedic period of Indian society. And again, you will find with the caste system came with the Brahmins came superstition, blind belief, animal sacrifice, evil practices of Indian society, idol worship. These are the things came during the later Vedic period. So for the caste system. So with coming of the caste system, this system came. Superstition came, blind belief came, evil practices of the Indian society came, animal sacrifice came. So with the coming of the caste system. So during the later Vedic period, you will find. So with the social stratification, you will find the coming of the caste system. And the caste became hereditary. So therefore, idol worship came to the Indian society during time of the later Vedic age. Who were allowed to worship the idols? Can you tell me? Who were allowed to worship the idols?
Brahmins.
Yes. Brahmins. So Brahmins were only allowed to worship the idols. So here you will find the coming of the caste system. That is so far the social stratification is concerned. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. Again, another tragedy during the time of later Vedic period is the Sudras were again subdivided into two. The touchables and the untouchables. The Sudras were again subdivided into two, the touchables and the untouchables. So, and who are the untouchables? Please remember, please write down. The Chandalas were considered as untouchables. Chandalas. The Chandalas were considered as untouchables because in Lakshmi Purana you will find there is a woman in the name of Siya Chandaluni, and the Chandalas were untouchables, and the Lakshmi Purana tells us about the caste system in Indian society. A lesser important Purana, Lakshmi Purana is a lesser important Purana that tells us about the caste system in Indian society. So when the Indian society became more and more complex, and you will see here, when more and more complex, when came the superstition, blind belief, evil practices of the society, caste system, animal sacrifice. So animal sacrifice came in which period of Indian society? Can you tell me? Animal sacrifice came in which period of Indian society? Animal sacrifice, you know?
Later
Anybody?
Vedic.
Yes, later Vedic period. So, because Priyanka, during the Rig Vedic period of the Indian society, this is only an information. During the time of the Rig Vedic period of Indian society, in order to satisfy god or goddesses, the people used to offer three things: ghee, milk, and food grains. These are the three important things offered by the individuals during the time of the Rig Vedic period of Indian society. But during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society, as the society became more and more complex, so they included animal sacrifice with ghee, milk, and food grains. So animal sacrifice came during the time of the later Vedic period of Indian society, and therefore, so some restriction have been imposed on women in participation in some religious feasts and festivals of the state. some restriction have been imposed on women. So, in participation of some religious feast and festivals of the state, and I have already told you in my in other day that during the time of the latter of the period of Indian society, we have only two important women in the name of Gargi and Moitre. So when the caste system came, when the social certification came, in the field of caste system came, so the Indian society became more and more complex, and in order to rescue that particular society, so so far superstition is concerned, so far caste system is concerned, so far animal sacrifice is concerned, so far blind belief is concerned, so far idol worship is concerned, so a must witness the religious reform movement or the two important men individual. One was Mahavira Arjuna and Gautam Buddha. I will not discuss that. So my point here is that if we discuss about the social stratification, so here, so with the coming of the caste system came the several groups, and the crafts were transferred into castes, and the crafts were informed into castes. Then we'll discuss trade and commerce. The next important factor which influenced Indian economy was trade and commerce. Can you tell me what is the origin of the trade and commerce? So far Indian history is concerned, trade and commerce. Where or the trade and commerce may be traced back to which period? Which period? Where trade and commerce came? Trade and commerce came during the time of the River Valley civilization. So during the time of the River Valley civilization, when there was a surplus in agricultural production, they wanted to distribute, exchange, or collect goods, the agricultural products, and that is called the trade. What is so far the trade is trade is concerned, or trade and commerce is concerned? Please write down here. Trade and commerce in early medieval India. The collection, distribution, and exchange of goods is called trade. Is called trade. The collection, distribution, and exchange of goods is called trade. It is a process which depends on a number of factors. It is a process which depends on a number of factors such as nature and quantity of production, facilities of transport, safety, and security of traders. So these are the important factors which influence the trade and commerce of the early medieval India. What is that? The first is nature and quantity of production, then facilities of transport. If we discuss about the facilities of transport, you can include safety and security of the traders. So these are the important factors of trade and commerce in early medieval India. Then the pattern of exchange also is an important factor. Then you can write down security of the traders, the pattern of exchange, how we exchange, or you can say the system of exchange. Then it also involves different sections of society. It also involves different sections of society, including traders, merchants, farmers, and artisans. And artisans. Stop. Indirectly, even political authorities. Indirectly, even political authorities here will mean the king, the ruler. Political authorities have a stake in it, have a stake, stake in it as taxes on the articles of commerce, imposed by them constitute an important source of revenue of the state. Source of revenue of the state. The historical features of trade, during the early medieval India can be better understood in two phases. Yeah. Roughly, what is the time of medieval early medieval India? Roughly, can you tell me? Then I'll tell you the phases. Roughly, can you tell me the time of early medieval India? From which period to which period? Priyanka?
700,
Yes, Buddheswar.
712 to 1206.
Make it 600 till make it 600 till 1300 C. That will be better. So if we discuss about the early medieval India, so we'll discuss 600 C till 1300 C. 1300 C. That will be better for us to understand. Yes, best understood in two broad phases. Number one, 600 C till 900 C. From 600 CE, Common Era, till 900 CE. Then the second is from 900 CE till 1300 CE. Again, I will request you, please don't write BC and AD. So now that has been replaced by BCE and C. BCE, I have already told you, is before Common Era, and CE is Common Era. So roughly, so before BC and C, so it has been said BC, before Christ, and AD. What is the full form of AD? Can you tell me? What is the full form of AD?
Anno Domini.
Anno Domini is very good. Yes, very good. Bapan, Anno Domini. Anodomini is the full form of, yes, anodomini. Anodomini is the full form of paddy. Now, yes, you can write BC before common era and C common era. So, so one is from 600 CE till 900 CE. The second phase from 900 CE till 1300 CE. Next, briefly, the two phases are marked by, briefly, the two phases are marked by a relative decline of trade, comma, metallic currency, urban centers, and a somewhat closed village economy, and a somewhat closed village economy in the first phase, and a reversal of most of the aforesaid tendencies in the second phase. So, so if we discuss about the trade and commerce, so here, what is so far the trade and commerce during the early medieval India is concerned. So here, if we discuss about the trade and commerce, here collection, distribution, exchange of goods, which is called the trade, and here we'll discuss about the exchange of goods in medieval period. It can be divided into two phases. The first phase is from 600 CE till 1300 CE, and the second is from 600 CE from 600 CE to 900 CE, and the second phase from 900 CE till 1300 CE, and that influenced the Indian economy. Then we'll discuss mode of exchange. What is the mode of exchange of the people in the early medieval Indian history? Mode of exchange. What is so far the mode of exchange is concerned? Can you tell me mode of exchange? What is so far mode of exchange is concerned? Can you tell me what is so far the mode of exchange is concerned? Or you can say the forms of exchange also. Yes, I'll discuss here. So if we discuss about the mode of exchange, here remember two important things. During the early period of medieval Indian history, the early period of medieval India, money declined. Money as a mode of exchange declined, and Kauri currency, Kauri you know? Hello? Yes, Kauri increased. Kauri currency increased. Yes, Kauri currency, or so I can say Kauri. So Kauri increased. So money as a mode of exchange during the time of the early medieval India declined, and Kauri currency increased. So in this background, we will discuss about the mode of exchange. Yes, please read. The period of early medieval India was marked through great expansion of sea trade, flanked by the two extremities of Asia. Two extremities of Asia. One, the Persian Gulf, and the other, South China. One, the Persian Gulf, and the other, South China. India, lay which lay midway flanked by the two extremities, greatly benefited from this trade. The hazardous hazardous of extensive sea voyages were said to be curtailed, curtailed, said to be curtailed, through anchoring on the Indian coasts. The Asian trade, the Asian trade throughout these centuries were mainly dominated through the Arabs. After destroying the significant port, and market of Ballabi on the Saurashtra coast, in the 8th century CE, they made themselves the chief maritime force in the Arabian Ocean. After the fall of the mighty Gupta dynasty in particular, several states came into existence in India. The period between the fall of the Gupta dynasty, the period between the fall of the Gupta dynasty and the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate, and the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate, and the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate. Can you tell me what is the time of the foundation of Delhi Sultanate? Can you tell me
620
what is the time of the foundation? Yes,
622
yes.
CE.
I'm talking the time of the Delhi Sultanate. Exact time, can you tell me? The date, the year?
1206.
Yes, yes, very good. Yes, very good. Bapu, 1260. And who are the founder? Who are the founder?
Kutubuddin
And
Aibak.
who? Yes, very good. Yes, very good. Qutbuddin Aibak. And what is the dynasty? I have already told you.
Yes, sir.
Qutbi dynasty. Qutbi dynasty. Yes. So, from till the Delhi Sultanate, founding of the Delhi Sultanate was marked by the emergence of an Indian variety of feudalism. Was marked by the emergence of an Indian variety of feudalism. This same period is also known among the historians of India as early medieval period. As early medieval period, I have already told you, the early medieval period. The scarcity of money next. The scarcity of money in the form of coin, of course. The scarcity of money in the forms of coins, of course, was another major feature of this age. Was another major feature of this age. The proponents of feudalism theory argued, the proponents of feudalism theory argued that the cowrie cells, COWRIE, cowrie cells, SHELLS cells, or you can write cowrie currency, CURRENCY, cowrie currency or cells, SHELLS cells, or currency, 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 became the principal medium of exchange. Became the principal medium of exchange during the principal medium of exchange during this period. The cowrie currency had definite market value. The cowrie currency had definite market value. Market value. They were used by the merchants. They were used by the merchants and ordinary people for small scale local transaction. for small scale local transaction. Please remember two things. What is the one? The money as a medium of exchange declined during the time of early medieval India, and the cowrie currency, the use of cowrie currency increased. That is very important. So far, the mode of exchange is concerned. And cowrie currency is prevalent in early medieval Indian history, both for the traders, the merchants, or the ordinary people. So, and that is so far the mode of exchange is concerned. Then we will discuss the another factor, that is urbanization. Urbanization. So, how urbanization influenced Indian economy? So, in the other day I have already discussed. If we discuss about the urbanization, what is urbanization? Can you tell me what is urbanization? Can you tell me what is urbanization in a single sentence? Yes, can you tell me what is urbanization? Then we will discuss about the urbanization in early medieval India. What is the scenario? Then we will discuss. What is urbanization? Urbanization, you know.
So
Gayatri?
the process of formation of cities.
Yes, the process of the formation of the cities. How? Can I say the shifting of the people from rural area to urban area to the cities? So, there is shifting of the people from the rural areas to the cities. You will find the growth of urbanization. But here in the medieval Indian economy, people discuss about the urbanization. So if we discuss about the urbanization in modern India, that is different. That is, in modern India, with coming of the urbanization, we have come across the factory system, the modern machine, and the capitalism in modern India, in contemporary India also. But during the time of the medieval India, we will discuss about the urbanization, and here you will find that with the growth of trade and commerce, we have come across the urbanization. With the trade and commerce, or trade and commerce become an important factor. So far, the process of urbanization is concerned. So in medieval India, or more specifically in early medieval India, with the trade and commerce, so the process of urbanization started. And now we'll discuss what is the scenario of urbanization in early medieval India. So that is urbanization in early medieval India, and that influenced the Indian economy, particularly in that period of the early medieval India. Yes, please write up. Urbanization in the early medieval period. Urbanization in the early medieval period, that is from 600 CE till 1300 CE, 600 CE till 1300 CE of Indian history, was connected with the growth of regional kingdoms, and an expansion of trade in Indian Ocean. Please underline the two important factors: growth of regional kingdoms, and and the expansion of trade in Indian Ocean. These are the two factors which led to the growth of urbanization in India in the early medieval period. One was the growth of regional kingdoms. I have already told you. After the decline and decay of the Gupta Empire in India, you will find small kingdoms emerge after the fall of the Gupta dynasty. So, if we discuss about the process of urbanization, so the two factors in medieval Indian history, we have come across the two important factors. One was the growth of regional kingdoms, and the second was the expansion of trade in Indian Ocean. Macro level changes took place which produced new patterns of interaction. New patterns of interaction. Agrahara system of land grants. By the royalty or kings created a new class of landholders, which was a new socio-economic formation based on land grants. There was a substantial change in the material milieu. From the early period as a result of these land grants. Expansion of agrarian economy could be perceived along with state formation and expansion of state societies in the periphery. Stop. Villages were neither isolates nor under differentiated and were connected with the apex political centers, apex political centers through administrative tiers at locality levels. Through administrative tiers, TIERS, at locality levels. At locality levels. Next, agrarian economy gave fillip to non-agrarian sector, thereby leading to a process of urbanization. Process of urbanization. In short, we can say early medieval urbanization could be characterized by changes in the agrarian economy, greater complexities in the political sphere, and an expanding Indian Ocean trade network. The process of urbanization in early medieval India witnessed the emergence of market centers or trade centers which was the primary place of the exchange network. So, in a nutshell, I can say, if we discuss about the early medieval economy, so the feudalism, or more appropriately Indian feudalism, agricultural expansion, social stratification, trade and commerce, mode of exchange, urbanization, and finally the merchant guilds. So they are interrelated. And now we'll discuss about the merchant guilds. So I have already told you, if we discuss about the merchant guilds, particularly during the time of the medieval India, or or particularly in the South India, more specifically in South India. So the medieval period. So we have come across the merchant guilds that influenced the Indian economy so from 600 C till 1300 C. Yes. Please write down merchant guilds. The last one, merchant guilds. If we discuss about the merchant guilds of South India, merchant guilds of South India, they also influenced medieval Indian economy. They also influenced medieval Indian economy. In medieval Tamil country, the corporate trading communities were called guilds, GUILDS, guilds. The term guild, 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 inverted comma, the term guild, in between inverted comma, the term guild itself conjures up, CONJURES, conjures up the image of an association of professionals with a well-defined structure. Well-defined structures. The term guild in between inverted comma has been used to denote the association of merchants. This is very important. Please underline this. The term guild has been used to denote the association of merchants. You will find short questions so far the merchant guild is concerned. Question carrying 10 marks, either in question number 5 or in maybe question number 10. Sorry, question number 5 you will find short question, question number 5 and also in 10. Similarly in the assignment also. Association of merchants. The guild conception is based upon this. So what I am dictating you will not find in your IGNOU materials. So I have consulted a number of books. I have already told you. I have consulted a number of books so far this theme is concerned. I have already told you the first one, and the history of ancient and early medieval India by Upinder Singh. I have consulted. The second book, my book, so far the sources is concerned. The third book, Advanced History of Medieval India by Jal Mehta. The fourth, a small book of R.S. Sharma. Then another D.N. Jha. So these are the books I have consulted so far this theme is concerned. Yes. The guild conception is based upon the well-organized association of the right division with agriculture, and related activities, including trade and some processing of agricultural commodities, as well as the artisan traders activities. Kautilya, in his book, can you tell me the book of Kautilya?
Arthashastra.
Yes, very good, Arthashastra. Can you tell me the another names of Kautilya? Another
Chanakya.
two names of
Vishnugupta.
Vishnugupta.
Chanakya, Vishnugupta. Very
Chanakya
good,
Vishnugupta.
Yes, very good. So, Kautilya has been named as Chanakya and also Vishnugupta. And he was the Prime Minister of India during the time of the Mauryan period. So, Kautilya, in his book Arthashastra, in between inverted comma, Kautilya in his book Arthashastra uses the word Sarni, Sreni, Sarni, in between inverted comma. Sarni, Sreni, Sarni, in between inverted comma, in the sense of guild of workers, in the sense of a guild of workers, in the sense of a guild of workers. You will not find a single sentence so far the IGNOU material is concerned. So far this theme is concerned, you will not find. So I have collected and in a very vivid manner I'll dictate to you. And next, Encyclopedia Britannica gives the meaning payment or offerings. In medieval Tamil country, the guilds were formed on the basis of caste and occupations. In medieval Tamil country, the guilds were formed on the basis of caste and occupations. Caste and occupation is important. So the guilds comprised who earn their livelihood by the same kind of work though belonging to different castes or to the same caste. These guilds created a sense of collectiveness and cooperation collectiveness and cooperation. Stop. They acted as trustees of both rulers and the ruled. They acted as trustees of both rulers and the ruled. They received endowments. They received endowments of money, endowments of money or land from the ruler, or land from the ruler. They built and maintained charity houses. They built and maintained charity houses, temples, charity houses, comma, temples, and tanks, and tanks. No. For the welfare of the public. The functions of the merchants, the functions of the merchant guilds were not confined to economic matters alone. They also played an important role. They also played an important role in matters concerning social, religious, administrative, and judicial affairs of the territory, and judicial affairs of the territory. Names of the several organizations, names of the several organizations occur in the epigraphy records, all over South India, and it is not always easy, and it is not always easy to identify them, and determine their relationship, to one another, Another two sentences. The vast trading network in South India was controlled through a number of merchant organizations which worked in secure, cooperation and harmony with one another. South Indian guilds were very powerful guilds. South Indian guilds were very powerful guilds. When we compare the South Indian guilds with North Indian guilds, we notice so many things. Which are different. Which are different. The first thing is about the number of guilds. Existed in both places. The guilds are different names. Last. The South Indian guilds were merchant guilds. But in North India we have less number of merchant guilds and large number of crafts or artisan guilds. Whatever it may be, the guilds contributed much for the development of economy in medieval period. Yes, this is so far as today's discussion is concerned. I have already told you. Today we will discuss agricultural expansion, social stratification and craft-based class group, trade and commerce, mode of exchange, urbanization, and merchant guilds. So this is so far as the theme number 4 is concerned. I think yes, theme 4. No, yes, theme 4. Theme 4 consisting of 1, 2, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. 10 to units. This is a lengthy theme. So, yes. Now, if you have any queries, doubt, so you can ask me. So, then we'll discuss the another Theme that is so far as, yes, medieval economy. Medieval economy from 1300 till 1700. 1300 to 1700. Tomorrow I will discuss. Yes. Anything you want? Anything you ask? This theme is very is a lengthy theme. Therefore, so I want to skip. But when the day before yesterday, not day before yesterday, on 10th, on 11th, you have said that you have not discussed agricultural expansion, social stratification, trade, mode of exchange, urbanization, merchant goods. So therefore, I thought it will be better for me to discuss all these things. Discuss all this. So tomorrow we'll discuss the medieval economy, that is from 1300 to 1700, including all this. I will include, including women, including economy, everything I'll include. So, anything, if you want to ask anything, you can ask. ତମେ ଯଦି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଯାହାର ଯଦି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଅଛି ମତେ ଚାହୁଁଛ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ପଚାରିବା ପାଇଁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ପଚାରି ପାରିବ, ବିକଜ ମୁଁ ପଢେଇଲା ବେଳେ ଇଂଲିଶରେ ପଢେଇବି. Question if you want to ask in Odia, yes, you can ask me in Odia. You can ask me in English also if you want. Because I want your concept to be very clear. Your concept should be very clear. And so far this paper is concerned, I've sent one or two students to these books that I have consulted. So the history of ancient and early medieval India by Upendra Singh is a very good book. So far this theme is concerned. And secondly, advanced history. You see the advanced history of India. Advanced history of medieval India by J.L. Mehta. Very important book. There you will find the books of small books of R.S. Sharma and D.N. Jha and changes of production. So another book I consulted. So you will not find, so far this theme is concerned, today's topic is concerned, you will not find a single sentence from the Guru material. Not a single sentence. So I have consulted a number of books. and prepare a note. And very briefly, I'll discuss all this agricultural expansion. So the other day I have already told you pluralism, then agricultural expansion, then social stratification, and cash growth, then trade and commerce, mode of exchange, urbanization, merchant goods, so on and so forth. Yes, you can ask me any question you want. Ask me any question you want. Tomorrow I'll discuss the medieval Indian economy from 1300 to 1700 C. And I will complete. And for tomorrow I will complete. Yes. Anybody want to put any question?
So medieval period time period.
Yes. Bodheswar.
ମାନେ medieval period ଟା ଯୋଉ time period ବାହାର କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ କେତେ
hello Bodheswar clear ହଉଛି କହିଲ. hello
medieval time period ଟା medieval time period.
hello medieval time period
712 ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ ଯୋଉ ଆର ମାନେ 712 ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କଲେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆକୁ, ତ ଆପଣ କହିଲେ କି
yes yeah, very good sir. So let me clarify. So देखो ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହିଥିଲି ତମ when I'll tell you that the medieval Indian history. So if we discuss about the medieval Indian history, that starts from the Arab invasion of Spain till, so someone say 1707 C, someone say in the 1857 C. So, so therefore, it will be better if we divide the medieval Indian history into fourfold or the fourfold division of medieval Indian history. So first is early medieval India, then the medieval India 1, medieval India 2, and then the post medieval India. So, if we discuss about the early medieval India, so it will be better for us, a student of history, if we discuss from 600 C till 1300 C. So, it may be noted here that in 1206, the sultans, they ascended the throne of Delhi, or Qutbuddin Aibak ascended the throne of Delhi. So therefore, John Stuart Mill was correct in one way, that it will be better to divide the Indian history into three, like Hindu period, Muslim period, and British period. So देखो, John Stuart Mill गोटे दृष्टि ठीक when he said that Hindu period, Muslim period एवं British period. किंतु बुद्धेश्वर जो प्रश्न मत पचार से प्रश्न तार आंसर है सो मध्ययुगीय भारत इतिहास को आम चार्टा भाग विभक्त करदे बेटर हम गोटे अर्ली मेडिएवल इंडिया, तापर मेडिएवल इंडिया 1, मेडिएवल इंडिया 2, तापर पोस्ट मेडिएवल इंडिया. पूरा मेडिएवल इंडिया को जदि आम पूरा डिवीजन करवा कोड रखिया ना 600 सी रु 1857 the so called सिपाही म्यूटेंट, तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह पर्यंत रखिदेले ठीक हम. किंतु से जॉन स्टुअर्ट मिल कहला ना जेहेतु हिंदू एवं मुसलमान मान भीतर रही हिंदू मान अच्छा मुसलमान आसीगले तेणु आम सेमती कहबानी. से कहते हिंदू पीरियड, मुस्लिम पीरियड, ब्रिटिश पीरियड, कि भूल गोटे दृष्टि ठीक है पारे. तेणु से डिविजन टाक बुद्धेश्वर आम छाड़ीद आम एमती करवा मेडिएवल पीरियड टाक तमें जो टीचर हम तुम पिला पठेब तुम एमती प्रथम क्लीयर करदेव जे फर्स्ट अर्ली मेडिएवल इंडिया, मेडिएवल इंडिया 1, मेडिएवल इंडिया 2, पोस्ट मेडिएवल इंडिया. तुम तो जान डिविजन टा. सो 600 रु तुम कर दे पार 1206 पर्यंत गोटे, 1206 रु 1526, 1506 रु 1707, 1707, 1506 रु 1707, 1707 रु 1857. बुद्धेश्वर क्लीयर हेलो? बुद्धेश्वर हेलो बुद्धेश्वर बुद्धेश्वर पढ़ेलानी बोधे कह प्रश्न मत पचार पढ़े कह जाओ. एनीथिंग यू वांट टू आस्क गायत्री?
No, sir.
सेटा तमे मेडिएवल इंडिया टाको एमिति करदेले बेटर हम तुम पाई सुविधा. देखो जितेबले गोटे दृष्टि आम केमती जॉन स्टुअर्ट मिल को पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री से प्रथम क्लास रे कही प्रथम क्लास तुम कौन कहली पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री कौन ना एंशिएंट मेडिएवल मॉडर्न कंटेम्पोरारी एटा ठीक. किंतु जॉन स्टुअर्ट मिल गोटे दृष्टि ठीक जे कहते ना सेमती आम करवानी कहीं मेडिएवल मॉडर्न संगे मिस जाऊँगी. तेणु आम कहवा हिंदू, मुस्लिम एवं ब्रिटिश. कंटेम्पोर तो से कही ना सो हिंदू, मुस्लिम एवं ब्रिटिश. जो टाइम रे समान अच्छा हिंदू माने भी अच्छा, मुसलमान माने आसिले सेटा आम भारी क्लीयर हवा स्टूडेंट ऑफ हिस्ट्री इतिहास छात्र छात्री भाव में आम भारी क्लीयर हो जे मेडिएवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री डिविजन टा एमती हेले बेटर हम, एमती हेले बेटर हम. तुम क्लीयर हो जाओ सेमती तुम बर्तमान क्लीयर हो कि मेडिएवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री केमती बुद्धेश्वर पढ़ेलानी. जाओ प्रश्न पचार दी पढ़ेला ठीक है जाओ. किंतु तुम देख 622 रु 1206 पर्यंत गोटे आण, 1206 रु 1526 गोटे आण, 1526 रु 1707 गोटे आण और 1707 रु 1857 गोटे आण. एति हेले 1857 पर ना आ गोटे ना हम कि नहीं गायत्री एमती हम 12 प्रथम है 622. व्हाट इज द हिस्टोरिकल इंपोर्टेंस कहलो? हेलो, what is the historical importance of 622 CE? Gayatri? Arab invasion of sin. 622 CE, Arab invasion of sin. From 622 CE till 1206 CE. What is the historical importance? Qutbuddin Aibak ascended the Sultan of Delhi. Qutbuddin Aibak ascended the throne of Delhi. नहीं दिल्ली रे सुल्तान शासन आरंभ होइचंदी से सिंहासन आरोहण कले हाँ कि नहीं हेलो
Yes.
हेलो
Yes, sir. Sir.
तापर 1206 रु हाँ को गायत्री कौन को
Say
तापर 1206 रु हाँ 1206 रु 1526 सो डिविजन टा तम मन भितर रहिबा दरकार केना तमे जते तम पिला मन को पढेबो सो ताको कोन कहबो तमे तम डिविजन टा जानथियो 1206 रु 1526 1526 रो हिस्टोरिकल इंपोर्टेंस कोन फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत और द मोगल्स वर नो द मोगल्स वर एंटर्ड इनटू इंडिया बाबर द फाउंडर ऑफ द मोगल एम्पायर नो सो सेटा करिवो तमे गोटे এবং 1500 এটা মেডিয়েভাল ইন্ডিয়ান হিস্ট্রি 1 মেডিয়েভাল ইন্ডিয়ান হিস্ট্রি 2 কোন হবো না টোটাল মোগল এম্পায়ার 1526 রু 1707 ডান ফলো রোডি কে আপনি মোগল এম্পায়ার লাস্ট পোস্ট হ্যাঁ কো বুধেশ্বর আসিলো কো তা পড়াইছিল বদে না নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম
ହେଲା ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
हाँ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଲି ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ବୁଧେଶ୍ୱର ବୁଝେଇଦେଲି ବହୁତ ସିମ୍ପଲି ତମକୁ କହିଦଉଛି ଏଜ ଏ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଇତିହାସର ଛାତ୍ର ଭାବରେ ଆମେ ଏତିକି ଆମ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଜଣେଇବା ଯେ ମଧ୍ୟଯୁଗୀୟ ଭାରତ ଇତିହାସକୁ ଆମେ 4 ଭାଗରେ ବିଭକ୍ତ କରିଦେବା ତମେ କହିବ ମତେ ହିଷ୍ଟୋରିକାଲ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାନ୍ସ ମୁଁ ଖାଲି ଡେଟ୍ ଗୁଡା କହିଦେଇଛୁ 622 ରୁ 1206 ଗୋଟେ 1206 ରୁ 1526 ଦୁଇଟା
ସାର୍ 622 ରେ କଣ ହେଇଥିଲା 622 କଣ ହେଇଥିଲା
ଆରବ ଇନଭେଜନ ଅଫ ସିନ୍ ଆରବ ମାନଙ୍କର ସିନ୍ଧୁ ପ୍ରଦେଶ ଅଧିକାର 622 ରେ ଆରବ ଇନଭେଜନ ଅଫ ସିନ୍ ଆରବ ମାନଙ୍କର ସିନ୍ଧୁ ପ୍ରଦେଶ ଅଧିକାର हेलो बुधेश्वर
आज्ञा सर
तमे 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 आगो डेट उडा लिखि दियो बापड़े तापरे हिस्टोरिकल इंपोर्टेंस लिखिबा देखो मेडिएवल इंडिया ऊपर लिखि दियो 622 ता तळकु लेखो 1206 हैला तापर लेखो 1206 रु 1526 ता तळकु लेखो 1526 रु 1707 ता तळकु लेखो 1707 रु 1857 एति लिखि देले हे
1707 तो मॉडर्न स्टार्ट हे जाछ ना
हां सेही परा कहूची सेथि पय तो आमे कहू सुनो देखो तुमको कंफ्यूजन टा दूर कर मॉडर्न पीरियड टा को तमे केबे कहबो मु तुमको तीनटा डेट दउची समस्त सुनो खाली बुधेश्वर नहीं सो गुटाला 1498 1498 तबे कहबो तार हिस्टोरिकल इंपोर्टेंस आउटे कहबो 1600 आउटे कहबो 1757 1498 रे कोन हेची कहलो
पोर्तुगीज माने आसले भारत को वाणिज्य करे
यस वेरी गुड पोर्तुगीज सेलर भास्को डा गामा डिस्कवर द सी रूट टू इंडिया 1498 1600 रे कोन हेची द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इंग्लिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी रो गठन 1757 ने कोन हेची बैटल ऑफ प्लासी व्हिच लेड द फाउंडेशन ऑफ द ब्रिटिश एम्पायर इन इंडिया सो ए तीनटा भितर कोडा मॉडर्न कहबो कहत तमे मु कहबी 1498 मॉडर्न मु कहबी 1600 मॉडर्न मु कहबी 1757 मॉडर्न तमे कोन कहउछ बुधेश्वर को
सर समिति कहले ब्रिटिश को शासन गला 1858 रे
नहीं सुनो एटा हला टिके कंफ्यूजिंग तमे देखो मॉडर्न बोली किछि गोटे दिन कहि परियोनी मॉडर्न माने कर मु धोती पिंदिची काली जदी पैंट शर्ट पिंदी की जीवी त मते मॉडर्न कहि दबो सेटा ठीक हबो कि हबोनी नय सेति पई मॉडर्न पीरियड में आरंभ होउची सेति पई जॉन स्टुअर्ट मिल गोटे दृष्टि ठीक थिला जे से कहतला हिंदू पीरियड मुस्लिम पीरियड आ ब्रिटिश पीरियड जॉन स्टुअर्ट ठीक कहूला किंतु जड़े जदि आरंभ कर मॉडर्न टा 1498 रु ठीक हम 1600 मसीह ठीक हम 1757 भी ठीक हम किंतु सरीबाटा गोटे डेट रे सरीब सेटा हला 1947 हो बा 1950 हो 1947 रे कोन हेच कहलो हेलो 1947 रे कोन हेच
स्वाधीन
Yes,
स्वाधीन
इंडिया गॉट इंडिपेंडेंस किंतु 1950 कहीं कहली किछि कहउछन 1950 बोली कहीं कहली
संविधान संविधान माने समय लागू हैला
संविधान टा कहलो आउ टिके बेटर मु कहबी इंडिया बिकम ए रिपब्लिक नहीं संविधान टा लागिला भारत गुटे साधारणतंत्र राष्ट्र मर्यादा लाभ कला सो सेटा को हम जे देखिबा वेरी क्लियर हे आमे पिला को भी क्लियर तमे तम पिला को जदी पढाइबो करी क्लियर कर दबो एटा को आमे गोटेटा को मॉडर्न कह जे मीडिया वाला अछि मॉडर्न स्टार्ट हे गला हां हे पारे हे जाई पारे केमिति हे जाई पारे माने करो गोटे ऑफलाइन क्लास थिबो मु क्लास टा नउची मो परे आउ जने टीचर आसीबे हला मु तांको क्लास टा 5 मिनिट नै गली तमे कोन सारी नै बोली 5 मिनिट नै गली सेटा जेमिति एटा सेमिति भाबिले ठीक हो बुझी पारलो बुद्धेश्वर बढ़िया प्रश्न टा पचार
सर पोर्तुगीज मैन तो 1961 से गले तो ब्रिटिश मैन जाइतले इंडिया रु हेले पोर्तुगीज मैन तो 1961 रे गले ना
ना ना मु कहूची 1458 माने जत्ते बेले से माने भारत को जलपथ आविष्कार कले अन्य माने आसिले न नाही जलपथ आविष्कार न करथिले केमति आस्तांदे
आज्ञा सर
जलपथ आविष्कार कले बोली पोर्तुगीज माने आसिले तबे डच आए गायत्री
सर से कोला कथा
पोर्तुगीज
40 से स्वाधीन करे माने पछले 1961
कोन कहलो गायत्री कोन कहउछ
सर देश तो माने स्वाधीनता होगला 1947 से हल्ला पर भी 1961 पर्यंत पोर्तुगीज माने भारत रे थिले
समस्त अछंती किंतु सुवान शासन माने मोर कहया कथा शासन के नहीं गला शासन हार का पर गला भारत पर गला ना पोर्तुगीज मान था हमर किछ कहया नहीं पोर्तुगीज माने थिले भी हमर किछ कहया नहीं वर्तमान हम कहया त डिवीजन टा कहबा हम या एमिति कहबा डिवीजन कला बेले सेटा को कोआ जाय गोटे गोटे अच्छे टॉपिक रे जतरा प्लस 2 आमे पिला को पढाउछु प्रथम को पीरियडाइजेशन ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री सेटा ला पीरियडाइजेशन कार को पीरियड बोली तेणु पोर्तुगीज माने तो आ गोटे मु से प्रश्न पचाई तुमको जे जत्ते बेले हिंदू माने थिले मुसलमान माने आसी नांती की जेतले मुसलमान माने थिले ब्रिटिश माने आसी नांती की सब गोळ्या मिसाई के अछंती किंतु भारत स्वाधीनता केबे हैला तमे कहे पोर्तुगीज माने जाई नांती भारत स्वाधीन हैनी कहि परियो कि हमें हेलो
नो सर
हां न कहि परिबा नाही तेणु से हला डेट बडा से को चेंज करि परिबा नाही किंतु आमे हम पिला को तमे जतरे तम पिला को भारी क्लियर करी कहि दब भारी क्लियर करी कहि दब जे 1498 रे पोर्तुगीज नाविक भास्को दा गामा भारत को जलपथ आविष्कार करथिले सो सेटू तमे मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री बा आधुनिक भारत इतिहास आरंभ करि परिबो जने कहबा नै मु सेटू करिबेनी मु 1600 मसिया रु करिबी त इंग्रज माने भारत रे पसी पहुंचले इंग्रज 1600 मसिया रे इंग्रज ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी रो गठन हला किंतु समान आसी के भारत रे केबे पहुंचले 1609 ख्रीष्टाब्द हां कि नहीं इंग्रज ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी गठन हला 1600 ख्रीष्टाब्द रे समान आसी के 1609 ख्रीष्टाब्द रे पहुंचले 1609 ख्रीष्टाब्द रे पहुंचले भारत रो के राजा बा सम्राट के छन जहांगीर रा सम्राट से ताको परमिशन संगे संगे देलेनी तारे टॉमस रो नामक जने व्यक्ति आसिले से जहांगीर सहित भलो संपर्क डेवलप कला एवं 1600 को
चारजन हॉकिंस आथिले
नहीं नहीं मो कथा कहनी मो जो जिंस कहूची 1600 मसिया रे सेमने आसी के पहुंचले 9 मसिया आसी पहुंचले कैप्टन हॉकिंस किंतु से परमिशन देलनी जहांगीर केते बेले परमिशन देले ना जदा टॉमस रो आसिले से परमिशन देले टॉमस रो गुडे बहुत चालाक लोकटा थिला से 1615 रु 1618 ख्रीष्टाब्द पर्यंत जहांगीर को कोर्ट रे रहले जहांगीर को से जोटा भलो संपर्क से बढ़ाई देले एवं बढ़े देखिए फाइनाली कहला जे वाणिज्य व्यवसाय करी जाके देदेला वाणिज्य व्यवसाय करिया किंतु आमे सेटा बुझिबार नहीं आमे खाली एतिकी बुझिबार अछि जे केते बेले होउची ना 1757 रे सेमाने शासन कले हां कि नहीं बेटला
आज्ञा
पॉलिसी
सर
रे जयलाभ कर सारी आपने बेटला पॉलिसी पूर्व सेमाने कोन थिले वाणिज्य व्यवसाय करथिले शासन करथिले बेटला पॉलिसी पूर्वरु सेमाने वाणिज्य समय भारी क्लियर लिखिबो एउडा सब हिस्ट्री रो एउडा इंपोर्टेंट न्यूज ओडा बेटला पॉलिसी पूर्वरु सत मु खाली गोटे सेंटेंस कहबी पॉलिसी लेड द फाउंडेशन ऑफ द ब्रिटिश एम्पायर इन इंडिया पॉलिसी भारत रे इंग्रेज साम्राज्य रो मूलदुआ बा भित्ति प्रस्तर स्थापना कला किंतु पूर्व सेमाने कोन थिले वाणिज्य व्यवसाय करथिले हां कि नहीं
आज्ञा
हाँ तेणु 1757 रु 1857 100 वर्ष से माने भारत को शासन कले 100 वर्ष शासन कले से स्टाफ से जो शासन कले सेते गोटे विद्रोह से माने पाइले प्रथम 1857 मसियार तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह 1857 मसियार तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह पाइले से तेणु डिविजन टाको तुम लिखिबो जे मॉडर्न इंडिया हिस्ट्री जड़े आरंभ करि पारिबो 1498 मथरे एतिकी मोठो मने रखो मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री जतरा कहबो जे 1498 रु आरंभ करि पारिबो जने 1600 रु आरंभ करि पारिबो जने 1757 रु आरंभ करि पारिबो किछि भूल हबनी जने 1498 आरंभ कले से करिवो जे पोर्तुगीज सेलर भास्को दा गामा डिस्कवर दिस रूट टू इंडिया 1600 रे जे आरंभ करिवो से लिखिवो the formation of the English East India Company and English East India Company reached India in the year 1609 so
सर 1707 से धरा तो कमे ताले औरंगजेब डेट टू काई धरा में मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री
ना मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री गोटे डेट नहीं करा पहले तुम सीधा क्लियर हो जाओ मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री गोटे डेट नहीं कोटा मॉडर्न कहले कहले मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री गोटे डेट
औरंगजेब
नहीं 1707 तो मेडियावाल सरी गला औरंगजेब कर मृत्यु परे काई कि तमे कहू जो मेडियावाल 1857 पर अछंती मोगल एम्परर माने सेडा कन्फ्यूजन मुटे कहबोनी सेडा मुटे कन्फ्यूजन होनी से मुटे कन्फ्यूजन होनी कोन करिवो ना तमे कहबो कोन डेट टू आरंभ करिवो मॉडर्न रो गोटे डेट नाही मॉडर्न जुगर गोटे डेट अछि नाही काई कि सेते बेले मॉडर्न जते आरंभ करतो सेते बेले मुसलमान माने भी अछंती तमें जमी कह पोर्तुगीज मैंने अच्छा केमती कहवा आम पोर्तुगीज मैंने रही बोली आम कौन कहींपारानी से आम देश स्वाधीन है बोली आम कहवा जे नहीं पोर्तुगीज मैंने अच्छा आम देश स्वाधीन है कहीपर कि कहींपारानी बुझल कि नहीं हेलो हाँ गोटे गोटे से कन्फ्यूज बेस हम एमती तुम आरंभ कर मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री आरंभ करने मु 3 गोटी डेट तुमको देली तमें तुम पिला कह गोटे 1498 गोटे 1600 गोटे 1757 1498 कौन है कहीदेव 1600 कौन है कहीदेव 1757 कौन है कहीदेव तापर 100 वर्ष धरिकी से शासन कर फर्स्ट 100 इयर्स गोटे रिभल्ट पाई तुम 100 वर्ष कहीं कहली रिभल्ट 1757 1857 100 वर्ष गोटे रिभल्ट पाइले से 1857 मसीहा रिभल्ट तुम्हें कह सिपाही विद्रोह मुझे सिपाही विद्रोह कहबी ना मुझे सब कहूँ सोकल्ड सिपाही मूवमेंट तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह कहीं से विद्रोह रे केवल सिपाही माने अंशग्रहण करनथिले तेणु 1857 मसीहा सिपाही विद्रोह को 1857 मसीहा महान विप्लव को सिपाही विद्रोह कहवा समुचीन नुह तेणु सिपाही विद्रोह मुझे भी कहे ना कौन कहबी 1857 मसीहार महान विप्लव कहबी नहले कहबी तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह तथाकथित माने लोक माने कहते तेणु मुझे कहली तथाकथित सिपाही विद्रोह बुझिपाल हिस्ट्री एमती किसी जिन अच्छी मुझे तुम कही आ गोटे दिन कही किए गोटे कहला जे सती प्रथार उच्छेद कले राजा राममोहन राय ना से भूल जिनसा तेणु इतिहास सेमती किसी अच्छी टाइटल मुझे दिन कही क्या गोटे तुम क्लास बोधे कही तुम फर्स्ट इयर थी तुम क्लास कही जे उत्कलमणि गोपबंधु दास टाइटल किए किए कहला दास ना किए भी कहते उत्कलमणि भी किसी कहते मुझे कथा कहूनी मोर कह कथा गोटे हिस्ट्री बहुत इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन सब आम जाना कथा से टाइटल आम कहवा ना तेणु तुम पीरियडाइजेशन ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री मन रख जनरली तुम कह पूरा स्ट्रेट कह लुचेबार नहीं जनरली इंडियन हिस्ट्री हैव बीन ब्रॉडली डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 पार्ट्स साधारणतः भारत इतिहास को 4 भाग विभक्त कराई गोटे एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री प्राचीन बा पुरातन भारत इतिहास आउ गोटे मेडिएवल इंडियन हिस्ट्री मध्ययुगीय भारत इतिहास आउ गोटे मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री आधुनिक भारत इतिहास आउ गोटे कंटेम्पोरारी हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया बा सामयिक भारत इतिहास किंतु an English intelligentsia in the name of Sir John Shaw, sorry, in the name of John Stuart Mill, an English intelligentsia in the name of John Stuart Mill, से कहते हैं भारत इतिहास को 3 भाग विभक्त कराई गोटे है हिंदू पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री आउ गोटे मुस्लिम पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री आउ गोटे ब्रिटिश पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन हिस्ट्री भारी क्लियरली सारदेल पिला कंफ्यूज हबार नहीं तुम पिला तुम भी कंफ्यूज हबार नहीं आ कौन समय रू कौन समय तुम कर गोटे क्लास तुम जब कहदेवी कौन समय रू कौन समय को आम कहूँ एनसिएंट कौन समय रू कौन समय कहूँ मेडिएवल कौन समय रू कौन समय कहूँ मॉडर्न मेडिएवल तो कही सारे खाली गोटे एनसिएंट दरकार आ गोटे है मॉडर्न दरकार जदि एनसिएंट कथा कहबी मो प्री हिस्टोरिक एज को जी प्राग ऐतिहासिक जुग बा जेटा को स्टोन एज बोली कहूँ सेटा कौन पैलियोलिथिक एज मेसोलिथिक एज नियोलिथिक एज चाल्कोलिथिक एज से जावाई मत पड़े कहीं पैलियोलिथिक कह कहीं मेसोलिथिक कह कहीं नियोलिथिक कह कहीं चाल्कोलिथिक कह सो सेठू आसला गोटे 6th century BC पर्यंत गोटे क्लास लगे सर 6th century BC पर्यंत कहीं 6th century BC कहली बिकॉज हिस्टोरिसिटी कैन एमर्ज इन द 6th century BC इन इंडिया सो 6th शताब्दी पूर्व प्राग इतिहास 6th शताब्दी रु चलला इतिहास
हिस्ट्री आमर तो माने कंटिन्यू 40 जो जीव ना माने जेतु प्रोटो हिस्ट्री स्टार्ट हे हम सिविलाइजेशन वैदिक एज स्टार्ट हे प्रोटो हिस्ट्री रे प्री हिस्ट्री खाली ओनली जीव की स्टोन एज जीव
ना मो पॉइंट बुझिलनी तुम बुद्धेश्वर मु कहली जे प्रथमे प्री हिस्टोरी रे आमे 4टा एज पढ़िबा सो कहीं से पढ़ी आनिक आम 6th century BC पर्यंत जीवा कहीं ना हिस्ट्रीटा आसुची 6th century BC ख्रीष्टपूर्व 6th शताब्दी पूर्व भारत रे जहाँ सेटा प्री हिस्टोरी एति मन रख मुझे सेंटेंस मन रख ख्रीष्टपूर्व 6th शताब्दी पूर्व प्री हिस्टोरी एटी हिस्ट्री कहीं कहूँ ना हिस्ट्रोसिटी जेटा आसला माने हिस्ट्रोसिटी हिस्टोरिकल राइटिंग्स आसला माने ऐतिहासिक सत्यता आसला तथ्य आसला लेखा से पूर्व हम छाड़ दौ इवन कौन छाड़ दौ रामायण महाभारत भी छाड़ दौ रामायण महाभारत वी हैव नॉट रामायण महाभारत वी हैव नॉट एक्सेप्ट एज हिस्टोरिकल सोर्स कही तुम गोटे आम पढ़ा आम सेपरेट लिटरेचर रामायण महाभारत वेद गीता उपनिषद पढ़ा किंतु 100% डिपेंड करवा ना मु कौन कही इतिहास गोटे डेफिनेशन कही हिस्ट्री प्लस ऑथेंटिसिटी ऑफ द फैक्ट इज इक्वल टू हिस्ट्री तमें मत कह सुभाष बोस के मृत्युवरण करते बुद्धेश्वर हेलो तमें मत कह सुभाष बोस के मृत्युवरण कर
नो सर
कहीं कही पारे तमें नुह मुझे कि कौन से ऐतिहासिक कहीपर ना कहीं दैट हैज नॉट बीन रिकॉर्डेड इन हिस्ट्री किंतु गांधीर मृत्युटा आम रेकर्ड कर 1948 मसीहा किंतु सुभाष बोसटा है कहीं तुम लास्ट क्लास गोटे क्लास कही a wristwatch and a shirt of Subhash Bose has been recovered. Wristwatch और गोटे shirt recover है DNA टेस्ट में दिल्ली जाइए सी बंची कि मरी तेणु इतिहास गोटे गोटे क्लास मुझे तुम कहि काली तो मुझे पढ़ेबी काली बहुत गुड़ा जिन अच्छे पढ़ेबी गोटे क्लास रे तुम कहि डिस्कशन करवा किसी असुविधा ना सो मत तुम के पचार एनी डाउट्स जदि तुम बुद्धेश्वर किसी आसला मन भितर तो मत फोन कर तुमको आगुरी कही सारी जे इवनिंग टाइम रे मुझे फ्री इवनिंग 8:30 पर तुम कहले मते बेटर हो 8:30 पर्यंत टिके अलग काम रे थाए मो अंडर रे पीएचडी किछ करचंदी पिला तां काम फाम टे करता एमती के उडाय काम अछि चलो आज जीवा काली हम भेटिबा
सर टिके सर टिके से 1206 दले 1526 दले से समस्त केवल टर्की माने ही नथले ना से तुमने अफगान भी आथिले हमर लोदी डायनास्टी सयद डायनास्टी से अफगान नथले ना तो तांको किछि भी पीरियडाइज कराबो ना
बुद्धेश्वर तमे गोटिए पॉइंट रे कंफ्यूज करछो मो कहली जत्ते बेले हिंदू माने आसिले मुसलमान भी अछती हिंदू माने भी अछती काहे जॉन स्टुअर्ट मिल कहला हिंदू पीरियड बोली बुझि पारो ना बुझि पारो
हां
हेलो
बुझि पाइले आज्ञा सर माने जे मोगल पीरियड काउंट होची
तमे निजे कहउछ पोर्तुगीज माने 61 पर्यंत अछंती किंतु आमे भारत स्वाधीनता 61 को नहीं परिबे की
हां सर
को तमे निजे जो प्रश्न पचार तार आंसर दियो मु कहूनी आमे कथा हबा आमे आलोचना करिबा आमे कथा हबा हला काली कथा हबा किछि व्यस्त हवा नाही मते तमे जते पारतले फोन करि परिबो चलो आज जीवा काली कथा हबा हला
आज्ञा सर
एनी प्रॉब्लम कथा हबा चलो बाय 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 बाय